we are here to present about the hybridization techniques prevalent in modern science technologies.
Let's start. First, we start with blotting. Blotting is a very common technique, hybridization technique that is used. What is blotting? Blotting is a lab technique used to identify a specific DNA, RNA, or protein from a complex mixture. There is going to be lots of DNA, RNA, and protein molecules, and we are going to identify which DNA molecule we want. In the process of immobilization of sample nucleic acids on solid support. If it's not clear right now, we'll discuss it later. So I hope you understand that. This is the chart. There's different types of blotting: southern blot, northern blot, dot blot, and then there's the process of blotting, which will be discussed later. Before we go into blotting, we need to know what a probe is. Because if we do not understand what a probe is, we will not understand how blotting works. The function of a probe is to pick out the DNA of interest from an array of fragments. We use a short piece of single-stranded DNA or RNA labeled with a radioisotope such as 32 phosphorus or with a non-radioactive molecule such as fluorescent dye. Sequence of probe is complementary to the sequence of DNA interest. Probes are used to identify which band on a gel contains the target DNA, a process called screening. Southern blotting. Southern blotting is the most common blotting method. It was developed and named after Professor Sir Edwin Southern in 1975. This is Sir Edwin Southern. It combines the use of restriction enzymes, electrophoresis, and DNA probes to generate, separate, and detect pieces of DNA. You can see the procedure of Southern blotting. At first, there is the genomic DNA, then it is treated with restriction endonuclease, which digests the DNA fragments in smaller pieces. Then we use electrophoresis to separate the smaller pieces and the larger pieces into different categories. Then we use agarose gel and nitrocellulose or nylon filter, which is the actual process of blotting, to make an impression or immobilize the DNA fragments into one place. Then we pass it through a probe, and the probe goes on to connect to its complementary DNA, and then we finally expose it to X-ray film, which is called radiography, to find out which DNA we want. Applications of Southern blotting. In forensics, it is used to identify parenthood, thieves, rapists, etc. This is a very useful method because it is highly useful for the determination of RFLP associated with pathological conditions. Zoo blot. It is a specialized technique of Southern blotting which is used to compare DNA sequences between humans and other organisms. Northern blotting. Before we start going to northern blotting, northern, western, and all the other blotting names have been derived from the predecessor Southern blotting. It is a technique for specific identification of RNA molecules. Just like the way Southern blotting was used for DNA molecules, this is used for RNA molecules. Helps in detection of HIV viral RNA, which is very useful in today's age. It is also used for study of gene expression. The procedure is almost the same as Southern blotting, except we use RNA here instead of DNA, and the rest of the procedure is the same. Western blotting.
So Western blotting, also called immunoblotting. Likewise, we have seen we are used to identification of DNA and RNA. Western blotting is used for identification of protein or antigen. Why it is called immunoblotting? Because it uses the classical antigen-antibody interaction to find or identify the protein. So this is the technique. We are giving the antigen samples in the blotting time. There is nitrocellular sheet, and what that complemented we are giving labeled antibodies. This could be radiographic or fluorescent imaging. We are giving labeled antibodies, and same technique we are doing the autoradiography and we are running the autoradiograph and visualizing the antibody strands. So in that case, we are before us a 5-year-old boy is presented with progressive muscle weakness and delayed motor milestone. This is also clinically considered as we have been black test, which is showing creatine kinase levels rising. Classical Western blot test is done on muscle biopsy sample. It's indicated that absence of protein, complete absence of protein and dystrophy. What is the most likely diagnosis? This is a classical example of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which you can identify using the Western blotting technique. Application of Western blot. We have seen our class that it is used for detecting based on GSC. It is a neurogenetic syndrome, which is X-linked, also X-linked. And you can also do the confirmatory HIV test with ELISA, combined with ELISA. So we have 3 patients before us. We have done ELISA to them, and 2 are positive and 1 is negative. We are doing details using Western blot to confirm that whether it is true the patient is having HIV infection or not. So first patient has shown positive to ELISA and positive to Western blot also. So we know that it is having HIV infection. And patient 3 is having negative in both, so it is not having. But the shocking revelation is in the patient 2. It is having positive for ELISA, but it is having negative to the Western blot. Western blot intelligence. So we can say that the ELISA has given a false positive response. And now we are going to the microarray techniques. These are computerized analysis method. We have immobilized single-stranded DNA sequences. They are organized in multiple microscopic slides. It is used to analyze a simple sample of presence of gene condition. This might be a little tough to understand. Let me explain it in my work. This is how, suppose he has a girlfriend and he wants to find his girlfriend among 20 other women. How are you going to do that? But the checkpoint is he is blindfolded. So how he is going to do that? He will tell his girlfriend to speak. He will understand by the voice. So this is voice is an example of classical gene variation or mutations or complementary DNA. By that he can get to his gene expression. That is a classical example. So this is a classical technique using multi-array. So these green color cells, these are normal cells. These are present in normal cells. And yellow color cells, these are false indicating. These are present in both pathological and normal cells. But the red ones, these are only present in pathological cells. By this indicating, we can get to which one is the disease cell and which is the non-disease cell. So these applications are 3 applications. In DNA genes, you can detect the mutations as you are told, and you can do genome sequencing. And for the protein microarray, you can detect classical that antigen and antibody interaction. You can detect the unknown antigens and antibodies. And you can develop monoclonal antibodies. And the most recent development has been the cDNA microarray, which is gene expression in cancer patients. So from that cancer patients, we can correlate to this technique. This is a modern technique which is very high level. This cluster regulatory interface short telephonic unit. It uses a guide RNA and Cas9 protein.
ভালো হয়েছে হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু আরেকটু ডেপথে, হ্যাঁ, প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসের ডিটেলসে জানতে হবে।